My heart rages around like an ocean in my head, because there are so many things that I left unsaid. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that it's not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, now I'll find you in my dreams. My heart rages around like an ocean in my head. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that it's not reality. If you are echoing around
Testing, 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 testing. How we sounding out there? What's up, y'all? Happy Monday. I wanted to get back to the AppSec rabbit hole, but we had such a crazy weekend, and I'm trying to catch up on some stuff. So I just wanted to kind of do a working session. So trying to get back the muscle memory of the streaming schedule that we had. So although we won't be doing that, we won't be doing the. Hold on. Yeah, okay. So because we're not necessarily doing the AppSec rabbit hole. My hope is that we'll be able to get to it later on this week. But wanted to do a working session and see where it goes. So welcome everybody. Everybody who's tuning in or just about to tune in or whatever it is we're doing. Whatever it is you're doing. I hope you guys are enjoying your Monday so far. Like I said, it has been so crazy. Just I don't even know where to start, but I'm glad y'all are here. I'm glad, like I said, it's just I don't know. 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 But so the plan is today we're going to get some work done. We definitely need to get some work done. We definitely need to figure some stuff out. So we got a lot to work on. We got a lot of things to get organized. So feel free to jump in and get some work done with me. Feel free to ask any questions. We could chat it up a little bit. Like I said, if we can get to some try hackney stuff, I will. Trust me, that would right about now be a lot more fun than what I'm trying to get done. But let's let's just start with the basics. We are live at the Alpha Esports and Technology Center, and we are live on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, LinkedIn, and I think that's it for now. Um, for those who don't know, we had our playoffs match last Friday for our Fortnite Squads League, and stunning turn of events. We were eliminated. Shout out to the Dyersburg Middle School team on a game well played. It wasn't the there it is from 4 to 6. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make that one. Yeah, so shout out to them. They played a heck of a game. Like I said, it wasn't the desired outcome, but fair is fair. And like I said, we lost, and although that wasn't what I was looking for, that wasn't the outcome. Obviously, I've been talking all season about how I was excited to have the opportunity to defend our title. Um, Unfortunately, we won't be doing that this year. Um, but I am still so proud of the effort that the Wolfpack team had brought this season. Again, keeping our core from last season, and then bringing in at one point 5 or 6 other players, and then kind of going, weeding out the process, and some left for their own reasons, some left at whatever, but uh, having our team that we ended up with, and uh, getting through the kinks, getting through preseason, which was hectic in itself, um, and then to go 8-0 in the regular season, um, showing the grit and the hard work that they put in, because they earned every single victory, especially one, like I said, that coming back from 2 sets and 2 rounds down, other team on match point, to come back, reverse sweep that round, and then reverse sweep the entire series. So I am not in any way disappointed in that team. Uh, Dyersburg was just a better team that day. And I think that's definitely going to be motivation going into the fall, because we will be back. We will avenge that loss, and obviously the goal will be to regain our top spot. So again, shout out to them. Shout out to my team. Catch up, Hard Case, CA 2187, Vision B, Benjamin Rush, Destiny Ames or Destiny Brax now, and Achilles. Shout out to all of them. We still, like I said, we still have our duos teams competing on the 26th. We have our last chance qualifiers for that, and then after that, depending on how we place, we can either win the whole thing, but if we place, depending on where we place, we still get a opportunity to compete in the national tournaments. So we'll see what happens on the 26th. Like always, we will stream those matches, so you can catch it on the Alpha Esports Tech YouTube and Twitch channels. So so yeah, what else we got going? What else we got coming up? Um, hmm, we got some Friday Fight Night events coming up. We got a Smash Brothers tournament, and I think in like 3 weeks. So like I said, I'm just trying to get through everything, and then obviously we got um, in summer camp starting up in the last week of May, heading into the summer. So yeah, um, yeah, Eric, my fault. Yeah, I do need. I should turn off Discord. Hey, what's going on, Kron? Um, I promise. I'm actually I will turn off the Discord. But I need to. I kind of need the Discord at the moment to because it's involved. It's kind of involved with the work I'm doing. So my fault if it sounds a little bit annoying. Well, yeah, I do need. All right, so and we make sure that I was also making sure that the audio sounds good because the audio during Friday's stream was atrocious. But I think I may have figured out what the culprit was in that situation. So let's see, a couple other things, man. I got wait, where are we at? Okay, no, it's weird. This thing is acting strange. I don't know. It's already been a week, and like I said, it's just Monday for me. It has been a crazy week already. I mean, honestly, like I said, my week started yesterday. Um, can't wait to we're making sure we get that content and stuff ready. But we had a really cool event yesterday down in Decatur. Got to do a Rocket League STEM and gaming tournament, which was really a lot of fun. Shout out to the Kappa League for having us come out and get that going. Got to talk to some amazing young men and meet uh, some the amazing mentors over there at the Kappa League. Um, that was got to teach my first gaming and STEM related course that I created completely by scratch from the ground up using Rocket League. So that turned out to be a huge success. So super excited to polish that up and be able to offer that to the masses really soon. Um, you know, started off with teaching the basics of Rocket League and then actually going into physics. So that was cool to do. Create, like I said, created it all on my own. So just best Counter Strike is the best game ever created. You know what? I'm not gonna. As I got more into the competitive scene, I've come to respect Counter Strike a lot more. No Cardi B, Nicki Minaj skins, just pure gameplay. Based off of that, you will not hear any arguments from me there, sir. I'm not, I'm not gonna argue with you there. Although I will also say I'm not opposed to the Ninja Turtle skins. But yeah, no, yeah, I don't think I need to see any Nicki Minaj skins running around. But yeah, I think Counter Strike. I've definitely had a better understanding. The worst part of CS, everyone has played thousands of hours. But yeah, but I mean that's why I respect it, because everybody's played so much. Like I haven't played that much because I wasn't a big PC gamer like that. But um, I think the skills go beyond the gameplay. Counter Strike is one of the games that I actually go into where I say it goes way beyond just gameplay. Um, because it's very tactical. Rainbow Six Siege is another one that I like. What's going on, Ty? I'm really into the tactical shooters. Like I said, get once I kind of move more into the competitive scene and learning about it, I think those are some of the peak um, games that require a lot more strategy. I've always been a strategy type person anyway, like a strategist type thing, with the thought process. So games like Counter Strike, Valorant, League of Legends, obviously, Dota, Rainbow Six Siege, like those take some real strategy. Um, even in so yeah, Rainbow Six Siege is insane. It's I like I said, I actually started out doing some streams trying to figure out how to play, and then I had to kind of stop because I had to get I had to get my wrist good. But yeah, Call of Duty, yeah, Call of Duty, yeah. Well, yeah, if you're playing casually, yeah, you're gonna have the Cronus. COD League, COD League is definitely interesting to watch. Um, Not sure if I would. I mean, there is definitely a strategy when you're playing like the hard points, and even their search and destroys, right? Because essentially the search and destroy game mode in Call of Duty is loosely based off, or not even loosely, it's based off of the same concept of tactical shooters. So your Valorants and your Counter Strikes. So so with that, they because of that, they have there is that tactical. And I'll say Call of Duty requires some, professionally requires a strategy as well, because you're playing different game modes, right? So you have hard point where you're just trying to gain as many points by landing on the different points of interest. Um, and then you have search and destroy, which is your tactical. So that's similar to Counter Strike. And then you have your I forgot the other game mode, but it's basically a combination of the two, where you have to gain a point, where you have to find the points of interest. Um, yeah, Ty, man. Like I said, I'm just trying to get back into the groove things. We had spring break last week, and then on top of it, like I said, I haven't been feeling well. I'm starting to feel a little bit, still feeling I'm getting a little better, kind of getting my wind back. So, like I said, I want to get back into the gym or get back to my exercise routine. Um, you got to do something. Eric, yeah, you went to COD. See, I would love to go to a COD event, Eric. It's just like I don't know why they keep skipping over Atlanta. Like I don't know when the last COD event was, but I know the last one that was an event. Atlanta, I wasn't able to go. I think esports events are cool to go to and experience. Like I've been to the Brawlhalla World Championships a couple times. Um, I went to a Rainbow Six event, even though they ended up actually turning us away because they said my son was too young, even though he was accompanied by an adult, and I'm pretty sure the website said you had to be accompanied by an adult, and they were like he has to be at least 16 years old. Right, exactly. They have the Atlanta phase. I mean, they have the Atlanta phase team here. So why like they just had, hey, what's going on? You Snowden, what's going on? Yeah, they have the Atlanta phase here. They have, they have Mercedes Benz, they have State Farm Arena, they have Gas South. They have so many different places, right? So it's like I definitely want to get to, if the next time they have one in Atlanta, I want to check that one out. I just There was a Halo event earlier this year that I missed. Um, so yeah, like I said, so basically, what I'm trying to get done today is I'm trying to get some. I shook hands with Doug Sensor Martin from Phase that day. Oh, that's dope. I thought, yeah. Okay, no, yeah, he creates content right now for Boston. I was like, I thought he was Breach, but yeah, he's a content creator for Boston Breach. That's why I was like, you said the name, and I was like, wait, isn't he with? He's with, yeah, but he did play for Phase. But yeah, man, like I said, wait, I think I missed a couple comments. Chat GPT helped in the web. So Ty, well, I don't know if you have Burp Suite Pro, but Burp Suite the Burp introduced Burp AI in their new paid versions. And from what I've heard, I haven't had a chance to actually test it out in a live assessment just yet. But I heard Burp AI is really good. It actually works to validate any vulnerabilities or findings. 1 second, y'all. Let me take this call.
I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely.
All right, y'all. Sorry about that. I had a phone call, family, and then I think we have somebody walking in. How you guys doing? Yeah, you can go ahead and get started. 12. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. So, I don't know if Ty, if you're still here, but we were talking about burp. Um, we were talking about burp AI before, so I'm gonna take myself off screen. But yeah, so burp AI has a few um, cool things. So it says, for example, they're talking about smarter scanning. It has AI enhanced vulnerability scanning, going through pretty much all the top vulnerabilities. They also have AI powered extensions. Where is the other one? I like the fact, I mean, quickly decipher code, which is fine. But there was, yeah, this one where you validation, help you validate your access control issues. So right now, I mean, with this coming out, I think it's only that, like, they're going to be able to support more vulnerabilities in the future. But right now, it looks like they're also focusing on a lot of the access control, which rightfully so, because access control is the number one vulnerability. And then they also have some API scanning features that they've included. So, but yeah, man, Ty, I'd love to hear more about how Chat GPT. Wow, that looks nothing like me. Sorry, y'all. I was messing while I was messing around. I asked to do. I had ChatGPT do one of those toy box scans, and that looks scary. That does not look like me. And I'm. Oh boy, let me see. Let me see if I can find a better picture. Then maybe that's the issue. Because my goodness. So anyway, yeah, like I said, it's been a crazy week already, and like I said, I still have a ton of documentation to write and come up with. I got to do some. I got to create some processes. Thought about doing that on stream, but I don't know if that's gonna whatever. What's going on, Thumbstick? I just shot you an email, but I know we spoke over the weekend, so you can disregard. Hope all is well. I hope the greasy pizza worked. Where we looking? I'm trying to be responsible today, though. So I'm trying to catch up on some stuff. Like I said, it's been a crazy weekend. Well, you know what? When it's time, it's time. I guess you don't want to rush it. Chat. All right, look, I'm out here. I'll show y'all real quick, man. I tried to do one of those Chat GBT images, and first of all, I feel disrespected. I feel disrespected because, for one, I do have a birthday coming up, but my hairline is not receding. Which one did you go to? Oh, that's right. You said I think you went to the yeah, but my hairline's not receding, and okay, I'll cut you some slack on the beard, Chat GPT. I'll cut you some slack on the beard. But even though I mean I got the salt and pepper thing going on, but I'm damn near Gandalf or Dumbledore in the picture. Yeah, nah, man, Ty, like, nah, man. Look, there's a few things I'm trying to hold on to. Davendor, yo, there's a few things I'm trying to hold on to. And my, like I said, my hairline. You see, I definitely one of them. So they got me up here. They got me over here with the receding hairline. I feel some type of way about it. Like I said, I got a birthday coming up, and yes, I am. I am no longer a spring chicken. You know, we are getting up there. We are getting up there in age, but my hairline is still, still young. Sorry. So we're gonna see if we can fix that. Because my goodness, and the pose. Like, what's up with the pose? Like, I feel like I was doing the sexy party dance from Family Guy. That's the pose I make before treatment. Hey Ty, well look, hey, more power to you, bro. But I said, yeah, like I feel like I'm about to be like, like the Johnny Bravo dance or something. Either that, or am I gearing up to like to swing on somebody? I mean, depending on the day. I'm mad at the Jordans though. I ain't mad at the Jordans though. All right, so yeah, I said I'm not mad. I go, but yo, let me tell you something. Ty. Like, if the hairline gets, if I start looking like LeBron in Miami, I might just let it go. Like when LeBron was in Miami and he had to wear the headband. Like I might have to make the decision to do the ball head thing. Um, I know, like I said, the wife and kids. Well, the kids will just crack up, but the wife has already told me because there's been a couple times, you know, during the struggle days when when we were on a real tight budget. If you get to that point, you might not have a choice. Facts, thumbstick. Like, but like when when during the struggle phase of my life when we were like pinching every single penny, I would cut my own hair and I would do my own shape ups and everything. And you mess around and zig when you should have zagged, and now your hair and now your shape your lineup is like up here instead of here. So it's like you took like an inch off your hairline. So I wasn't going out like that. So before I go outside with my hairline looking like that or looking like ripped paper, all uneven and jagged, I would just shave it bald. And see and usually my hair grows back really fast. Like I have to go to the barber. I have to go to the barber every 2 weeks, right? If I get to like week 3, week 4, then it starts to look crazy. Like yeah, and like if you could even see it in like during some of the COVID streams when we couldn't get to the barber like that. Um, it was it looks it would look a little crazy, and it's like whatever. Um, so I used to shave my head bald anytime I messed up on the shape up, and the jokes that I would get, like I mean, my wife is one of the most supportive, amazing women that that I am lucky to be worthy to call my wife. But that being said, she will also chop your ass down to size when she gets when she gets ready to. So so yeah, so the jokes she like yeah, like we like like our household, like if you come into like our inner circle and hang out, like I'm telling you right now, it is not for the weak. We talk junk. And I don't know if Kron is still here, but Kron can attest to it. He's been at the house. Shoot, he partakes in the sessions. But yeah, we used to yeah, it's survival of the fittest when you walk into the household and you've made it to that inner circle. So actually, let's do a quick camera check. Let me see something. Oh, so we have our couch cam. Yeah, thumbs. Yeah, I told you, man. Yeah, yeah. Oh wait, where am I? Everything is blank. Okay, all right. I take it back. Cameras aren't up right now. I was just doing a camera check. But yeah, man. Like I said, yeah, the stories. I'm telling you, man. Bridgeport, Connecticut, in the early 2000s, during preparing for fatherhood both times. I the adventures, the adventures. Like I'm telling you, like one of these days I'm gonna sit down and really do like a script. uh, yeah, it was funny. It was no, it was hilarious. I'm not putting that out on stream though, because I might not be able to stream anymore after that, or I might not be able to talk anymore if I put it out there like that. But yeah, the the nighttime missions, the night raids for cravings was real. Where are my pictures? Where are my pictures? So Ty, man, like I said, so how that so yeah, so you said it helped you on the recon. What I mean, obviously without breaking any NDAs, did it help you find any like anything real juicy or hey, look, man. Look, I told I was so just to kind of give it like thumbstick stopped by the center on Saturday, while we were doing our Overwatch stuff, and like I said, you know, he had shared with me that he's expecting. So again, congratulations to him, and started just kind of telling him some of the stories of like the of the long time ago when we were expecting. It's crazy. Like we laugh and joke. We were laughing and joking about it, and now my oldest is getting ready for college. How to pick out the sites to aim at with vulnerable possibilities. So you didn't. So did you feed it like the results of certain scan results or anything like that to to fuzz or anything like that? Because I've seen some where people like I saw a video where someone did it, but they were using a vulnerable machine. So I think they were using something from Hack the Box, and they would yeah Hey, yeah, right here, yeah. Yeah, but I'm 6'2". But yeah, but Ty, like I said, they were I was like I saw one where they were feeding the results from the stuff in try hack not try hack me hack the box. And I know when testing obviously when if you're testing for a company internally, nah man, you ain't you nah you're no you then you got to be 6'2.5", 6'3". There's no way, there's no way, there's no way we're the same height. And you're because you were still taller than me. Um, hold on, you said you did what? What did you say you did? I just lost it on the thing. I did input link to see how it would go about it in fuzzing. The extra inches are the afro. No, but even without the afro, so I don't know. Um, Ty, look up. So look up the look up. Try to look up the video. I'll see if I can find a link to the video. But like I said, they like it'll provide you options of things you could do or things it will recommend that you do. Like I said, I'm just very mindful of again what you're putting in there because you want to make sure you're not giving them anything proprietary or any source code or anything like that. But other than that, go for it. Shoot, Tanisha Martin, CEO of Black Girls Hack, um, she has a LinkedIn learning course on using AI to kind of assist with it too. And honestly, I don't. I go for it because it's funny. Like a year or two ago, everybody was like, "No, you can't do it." Now you can't do it, but now everybody's integrating their tools, integrating AI into their tools. So you would be a fool not to. Like I said, I just be very mindful of what you're giving it. Hold on. Trying to make. I'm gonna see if I can make another picture, man, and get another one because my gosh, I feel some type of way. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna send it to the wife and I'm watch the jokes that come out. So and it's funny because I did one of the like the anime ones like when everybody was doing the Studio Ghibli ones. I did one that looks like a Dragon Ball Z character. And it came out real cool, but he also looked very very angry. Let me see if I can find that one. See if I can find that one. Supposed to be getting some work done, y'all. Oh man. Oh nope, I can't find it. But yeah, yeah, definitely. Like I would, I would utilize it to kind of give you, especially since you're starting out. Like you don't have, you can ask like have it do generic things like create methodology for you. Um, you could also, if it's what I'm saying, you could also make it create. You tell it what tools you want to use, and then it'll tell you how and when. Like it's interesting. Like I said, I've used it a little bit, but I use it more for like when I don't want to I don't want to spend all day typing up my recon scripts anymore. So I'll tell it the tools I'm looking to use and tell it to say, like, for example, I want to run my nmap scripts, and then from my I want to run my nmap scans, and then from my nmap scans feed the results into the next tool. If it, if port 80 is open, then I then feed it into this tool and that tool or whatever. um and then obviously it'll script it out to the best of its the best that it can, and then I'll tweak it, right? So even though I have to go back and maybe edit a couple things or tweak a couple things, it's still a lot faster than having to write it all out myself, right? Because like when I usually run my nmap, like I usually do my scripts, I'm doing this, and then I'm grepping and cutting my results, and then feeding it into the next tool, and then grepping and cutting whatever from there, and then depending, and then doing like the if else whatever. Okay, I'm not mad at this one. I'm not mad at this one. I mean, it's a little bit more cartoony, but at least I don't look crazy, and and my hairline is intact. Yeah, I'm not mad at that one. I like that one. I like that one. I mean, they even made a good effort on the logo, but like I said, I ain't mad at it. I definitely like that one better than the first one. Facts, facts, the, facts. The, yes, like the cut is more. It's more my speed. Hold on. Oh man.
Just like the street lights lit in this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to lay this down. We got this song, don't
All right.
let
So,
it
all right. Let's see where we at. All right. So I sent out emails. I have. I had to send out the man. I had to send. I sent an email update to parents about the season moving forward. I just set up Amiibo display case for Smash Bros. Hell yeah, send that over. Send that over, man. I always like stuff like that. Shoot, I have a case in my house for the Square Enix did a collaboration with Play Arts Kai and did like a bunch of different comic book themed characters, like action figures. And they did a bunch of for Batman. So they had Batman in different timelines. So they had Batman as a samurai. They had Batman in the steampunk era. They had Batman as like a Spartan like soldier. They had Batman as, I know I'm missing one. They had one like almost like a detective. The Play Arts DC. I had yep. So I have a couple. I have a couple of those too, thumbstick. But like I had the Batman ones, and then I had the Rogue Gallery. So I had like I had Mr. Free. I have Mr. Freeze's Batman. I have Joker as Batman, which is sick. And then I have Two Face's Batman. But then they came out. But then they started doing a Marvel line, and they had like Thor, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Captain America, Spider Man, Venom, Black Widow, and then they started doing some X-Men characters. So they had Magneto, Wolverine, Deadpool, Cyclops, X-23, and then they were supposed to come out with like Colossus and Gambit, but then they canceled them. Um, and now they're so hard to come by, right? Cause I still want like I have Hawkman, which I got on the Hawkman. I think I got they got me because the original Hawkman that I got, I took him out the box and he fell down and his head fell. His head came off. I have Superman, like based on the Henry Cavill Superman. I have Wonder Woman. I have Bane from Dark Knight Returns. I have Robin from the Arkham series. I have Harley Quinn from the Arkham series, based on the Arkham series. And I have Joker. I do have a Joker, don't I? I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, yeah. Shoot, I think if you look on my yeah, man, that became my goal. Like I didn't spend money, but I would spend money on that. And then or like when I was going through my Funko Pop phase, like that we don't talk about that though. You know what? I tell people you you when you're an adult and you start doing stuff and you start, making your own money and making a living for yourself, you start looking to buy the things that you wish you could have got as a kid. So like I said, when we first moved down here, we were chilling. And then when but I had some Funko Pops. And then Black Panther came out and I was like, I have to have that entire set from the variants to every so that's when I discovered that Funko Pops had variants. Nice. Nice. Yeah, you're gonna have to show me that, sir. But yeah. So that's when I started realizing, oh, they got variants, like because I was a comic book collector. I'm a comic book collector too, or I was. I stopped really collecting comic books after when we moved down here because I couldn't find a really good comic book shop that was local. Then I found the one in Buford, but yeah, yeah, man. The play, their prices skyrocket, and then like then I started joining like Facebook groups, but they only want to the Facebook groups. They only want to sell like the Final Fantasy themed play arts. They don't never want to sell like the good stuff. Like I came in late, so I missed the whole Star Wars line because they got a Darth Vader one that like I would pay a little bit more. I would pay a little bit more. Not what they're trying to charge, but I would pay a little bit more to get a valid Darth Vader one because obviously they started making bootlegs, and then you have to check them by checking how the serial numbers are imprinted on the box. That's why I said that's how I got with the Hawkman because I was like, oh, there's a Hawkman. Oh, shut up and take my money, and they did, and I got a bootleg Hawkman. So, because I wanted, and then what's the other hard one to get? Aquaman, like a real authentic Aquaman is hard to get. The Green Lantern one is really hard to get. So, like I said, I kind of stopped chasing those And then, like I said, but I was right on board when the X-Men line came out, so I got every single X-Men one except for the um, the Deadpool X Force variant. Let me see here. So like, yeah, big bad toy store. That's where started. Yeah, so this is the only one that I don't have from the X-Men line. But I have, so I have Deadpool in his original color, but I don't have. I wanted the Deadpool X Force, and I'll grab him at some point. I'm gonna find him because he's not as hard to get as the rest of them. Well, look, if you look for play arts now, it's all Final Fantasy. I ain't gonna lie. I might grab a Sephiroth. I might get a one winged angel. Don't, man, don't. It's fine. You're good. You're good. You're good. And Ty, I saw you say you're gonna do about an hour of bug bounty, man. Like I said, yeah. Yo, try to implement some more of the Chat GPT stuff in there. And like I said, let me know how that works. I was actually supposed to be on a pen test starting this week, but red tape. So I'm back to compliance world. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna check 1 second because now look now went through the. I'm sharing. I'm putting up on screen. This is fire, and the shelf is dope too. I am no Qui Gon Jinn the pen tester, sir. I am not. I told you, man. I'm rusty. Hold on. Ah, you do got him. I was looking for the Terry Bogard. You do got him. Nice. But you, at a thumbstick, you know what? At one point, I might have to, I might have to pull up and scan them all into my Flipper Zero. There's my boy Mega Man. Yeah, I might have to scan them all. Well, you know what? The crazy part is I actually have them, but I didn't do it legit. I didn't do it legitimately, so I feel cheat. I feel like I cheated. Don't ask me how I was able to do it, but I do have most of them. No, Terry Bogard is in Final Fantasy. Terry Bogard is King of the Fighters. What's it? What? No, King of the Fighters and yes, King of Fighters and is it Fatal Fury? Yes, it's Fatal Fury. He's originally from the Fatal Fury series. The name was escaping me. See, I'm getting old. Fatal Fury. I remember. So I remember back when they used to have video stores like Blockbuster and stuff like that. My brother rented a Neo Geo for like the weekend, and he played Fatal Fury, and it's funny if you like not without following it, you just kind of look at the characters. You would think that Andy Bogard was like the stronger one of the two, but then you start but then like the animes and stuff came out, and you start following the lore, and it's like nah, Terry's the truth. But when it first came out, I was like, oh, I thought Andy Bogard was gonna be that dude. Yep, there's the one winged angel. There's Meta Knight. Yeah, man, this is sick. This is sick. And Pikachu stands alone in his rightful place where he belongs. Nah, this is sick. Yeah, no, Andy. Like I said, I thought, like I said, at first, when you first look at it, I don't know. For me, at that age, when I was younger, like I said, I looked at it, I was like, yeah, Andy's that dude. And then, like I said, you start following the lore, and it was like, nah, Terry Bogard is the guy. Yeah. Oh, Fist of the North Star is crazy. Fist of the North Star, uh, old school. So Ninja Scroll, Kazuya. Yeah, nah, this is fire. This is fire. Like I'm gonna go home and show the wife, and then she's gonna be like, don't get any ideas. Because I'm trying to. So what I'm in the process of doing right now, like I said, I have my case here. Let me see if I can find my case. I know I have a picture of it somewhere, but so what I plan on doing, and it's taking long, and I'm gonna explain why, is I actually plan on getting a display case here at the center, and I was gonna sell some of my Funko Pops because I got a lot. Actually, I have way more than a lot. I have the last time I counted, I have something like 700 Funko Pops, and I can explain, right? So, like I said, I moved down here with maybe 20 or so, right? Because at first I only wanted to collect X-Men Funko Pops, and I did that. And then I would go to and then I would go to like comic book conventions, and I would pick up a couple ones. Like I have one that's like signed. I have a Stan Lee signed one and stuff like that. So like I had a few one-offs, and then like I was saying, around when Black Panther came out, and it was like I have to get like when Black Panther came out, I made it my mission that I was going to get every single Funko Pop that came out related to the first Black Panther movie. I don't have them. I didn't get all of them for the second Black Panther movie. But for that first Black Panther movie, I was like, nah, I'm grabbing every single bleeping one. And all right, so here's my DC shelf. I can't. So there's the DC shelf. I'll take myself out the camera. And the reason why Batman's not there is because Batman has his own shelf. But that's my DC shelf. But yeah, so when Black Panther, they do they do. That's why I was so mad when they discontinued the line. But so yeah, like I said, so when no, we don't talk about that thumbstick. We don't talk about that. But so like I said, when the Black Panther one came out, I was like, I have to get. So I got every single one when Black Panther came out, and then sometimes like months later they'll come out with like a second batch. So I got those, right? And then I got the one-offs, and then I got the special edition ones. Like I got T'Challa on the throne. I got T'Chaka. I got his father. I got that one. I got M'Baku. I got all of those, right? And then I had to chase down all the variants. I think the only one I don't have was like a Target or Walmart exclusive. And by then I was just like, we've had enough, because then what ended up happening was, of course, you start shopping. As you start doing that, now of course your algorithm starts showing you stuff, and it's like, oh crap. So then it got from there to, well, now I wanted to get the whole Infinity Saga. So the first set of all, that the first 3-4 phases of the Avengers movies. So I got a bunch of those, and then I saw some of the anime ones, and I started grabbing those, and then they had like the anniversary, like a Batman anniversary one, and anything Batman, I'm jumping down the rabbit hole. So now I started grabbing those, and then of course then they came out with another X-Men one, so they had like Old Man Logan and some really cool ones, and I'm like, I gotta grab those, right? And then COVID happened. And what happened during COVID was, how you would order, like you order them and they would show up a few weeks later. But during COVID, shipments were getting delayed. So I was ordering them, but I would never see them. But it was just like, whatever. Where did I put them all? It's funny you should ask that. So COVID happened, so I didn't see them, right? And then what happened was like late 2020, early 2021 into 2022, I would come home and there would just be, they're definitely in the basement. They're in my man cave / office, right? So but I'm gonna get to that. So no, don't start. Damn it, I done woke up the AI on the camera. So yeah. So now they started popping up on my doorstep. It was like, okay. And then we go to the mall at one time. And when we go to the mall, what's the name of the store? What's the name of the store in the mall? I can't remember the name of the store. Hot Topic. Hot Topic would have these diamond editions, and they would do Disney characters. And between my wife and my daughter, they love everything Disney. So now I'm starting to chase down diamond edition, Princess Tiana from Princess and the Frog, or Diamond Edition Flounder, or Diamond Edition Jack Skellington, and stuff like that. So I'm chasing these down, right? And then where was I? I was at another convention, and I came across an autographed Elvira one. So I got that. Yeah. So anyway, thumbstick, everybody watching. This was my wall at one point, and that's still not all of them. These are just the ones I have on display, that I had on display. And see, if you look closely, there's a little method to my madness, right? So this wall over here was like the ones that my wife liked, right? So we got Lion King, we got the Genie. You see, we got the special edition Diamond Winnie the Pooh. Some other ones here, but then if you look here, like down here were like my little one-offs, right? I had like Castiel from Supernatural. I got a Harley Quinn. There's a Marvin the Martian, but not the Marvin the Martian one that's like worth thousands of dollars, right? So these are all like little one-offs. But then if you look, I start getting into, I have a bronze Stan Lee. I know, thumbstick, right? So look, Guardians of the Galaxy, right? So I got Guardians of the Galaxy. Right, then you get Then you get like some old school ones here, and then you get some old school ones here, and then here, look, you start to see I got some Spider Mans, all right, Hobgoblin, Spider Gwen, Thor. So like there was an order to them, right? Now you sorry, I get some more, and then you see my X Men one. So this center, these right here. So this Mystique. Let me see if I can zoom in. So this Mystique, Magneto, Wolverine, like that's what I kind of like started with, right? Old Man, I had to get Old Man Logan. I had to get Weapon X. I had to get Weapon X. I don't care. I don't regret it. Deadpool, Domino, right? Some Deadpool from the movies here. And now look, and then here's where I was telling you I said my Black Panther ones, right? This is all Black Panther here. And then move up. Now we're getting into Avengers Endgame. Then they did a Thanos. Then they did like a Thanos series that were for every single color of the every color of the Infinity Stones. So I think I have all of them except one. And then they had some Hulk. They have Hulk ones up here. When you get to, so I'm sorry, that was so. This is Avengers Infinity War. This is Avengers Endgame up here. Right. I got a gold Black Panther up here. Got some Captain Marvel. Then I got some. Then I got like Venom and Carnage. Right. So I got some Venoms here. Got Miles Morales in his Spider-Man cape costume. And then over here, right? So look, these are all the. Remember, I told you the Batman anniversary ones. So these are all the Batman anniversaries. And then over here in the corner, you can see in the corner these are some of my anime ones. So yeah, look, I got a Shenron one. I got a giant Kool-Aid man. So yeah, it got a little out of hand. I admit it. I can admit it. No, I don't have Nemesis or Tyrant from Resident Evil area. You said there was an order. When did it become like it became chaos? It became chaos during dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. It became chaos after COVID. After COVID, it got hectic because it was just like I had they were just coming in because like I said they were all the shipments were delayed. So then once shipments started coming back, like I said I would just come home, and when I came home, there would be like 2-3 boxes with like 4 Funko Pops in them. So it was like okay, and then and then here I actually go back to my here. My Darkwing Duck is on the other side of the room. So I have a giant Batman, and then I have and yeah, but Darkwing Duck's on the other side of the room. I have Darkwing Duck and I have Nega Duck. NEGA, Nega Duck. I don't want to get banned. So what happens? So what happened was this corner here. If you've seen my previous streams from Alpha Cybersecurity, like my show InfoSec Unplugged and stuff, this is my main working area. So you see, I got my certs up here, and then this is actually my old logo. My old logo picture. I actually got one made for the back wall, but it started to look unprofessional, at least to me, because I would be at work and having meetings and like trying to explain stuff, and you like I'd be on Zoom calls and you would just see people like see it's following me, but they would start, you know what I'm saying, they're like looking over to be like I'm like is there a problem, sir? And I'm like, oh no, sorry, I was just I was looking at your Funko Pops, and then it would just kind of go from there. So it got to be crazy because like this wall got half filled over here. this wall was completely filled. This wall was completely filled. This started to actually pile up, so it was covering those. And then the other side, so my side of the basement is basically my man cave slash office. So my office is supposed to be this side, and then where this wall ends is where the man cave side takes over. So now if you went to the other side of my room, which I don't think I have a picture of, um it would I had Funko Pops all over there. Like I had Funko Pops on the top of on a like on a shelf, so it got crazy. Here, like here's another picture. So this is when it was still this is when there was still order. So anyway, so the plan is right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to yeah, right. I'm glad I could help. I'm glad I could help. And to your previous comment about your wife having words, my wife did have some words, but I also supported her, her hobbies as well. So oh yeah, I have this one here, this like this clear golem, nearly headless Nick. So these were like super. And I actually grabbed these because I was just in Barnes and Noble one day looking for some books, and I caught this one, and I was like, yeah, you're coming home with me. And then let's see. Obviously, I had to get my Heath Ledger Joker one. I got this Venom one that is really for some reason hard to come by. But yeah, like I said, this is this is when there was still a method to my madness, and then after a while, it just got to be it got real crazy. So yeah, so the plan is to actually move some of these over, but what happened was I ended up putting them a lot of them in like storage, and now I have to kind of go through each of the boxes and sort out which ones I want to bring here versus the ones I want to keep home. Um, I'm gonna probably build. Hey, all right, thumbstick, enjoy. Um, yeah, keep me posted. Keep me posted, man. Ooh, I cannot share that. But yeah, so yeah, I got to sort those out. I wanna get an arcade cabinet over here. I want to get some custom artwork and stuff. Like where I'm trying to geek out the center some more. Uh, so, but yeah, man. All right, so that was it. That was it for our distraction minutes, our distraction time. Let's get back to work. All right, so for my gamers, here, I have a question. Right outside of tournaments or like major events, and maybe and I should post this on social media too. What what would you look for if you wanted to come out to a center to do right for gaming, right? Because you get some people like for example, and maybe I'm wording it wrong. Like I was talking to some parents the other day, and they were we were having a conversation, and they were like, well, why? What's the advantage of basically paying for a membership to game here versus just letting them stay home and game online? And my argument is and will always be, well, for one, there is a community factor because here we liken it to like the old school arcades where now you're communicating with people, you're making new friends, you're building a community. And then from a parent and from a security standpoint, you're also you also know who you're playing with, right? So when you play online, and we've all seen it, and just in case you haven't, um, there we go. Right? When you play with folks online, you got people saying, "Hey, yes, I'm a kid just like you," and then a lot of times there's some weird they might be some weirdo trying to prey on your children, not prey like pray, but prey, right? And like now, for example, the FBI came out about child predators on Roblox, right? So there's sextortion where they're trying to get the kids to send them certain things and things like that, right? Roblox has their own issues with uh even things with like child labor and stuff like that because they offer Robux for you so to help you promote your custom maps and things like that. But it's like you have to be on there for hours on end. But so my argument would be is always, well, like your kids know who they're playing with. We monitor it and everything like that. But I think the economy has something to do with it, and I'd love to hear your opinions. And then for the adults, you have some adults who are like, yeah, I'll come for the tournaments, I'll come for the events. You got we really have a large um, Asian and European community because they have they have the PC bonds and PC bond I should say and like the land centers and stuff like that in Europe and Asia, Korea, and so like I'll have some gamers here who will come in from open to close and pay and play League or Dota or Counter Strike or PUBG, right? But for the rest, but for the rest of the folks, it's like I don't know. I want to make this a community where everybody, not only feel welcome when they're here, but want them to obviously keep coming back. And we've done that so far in the 2 years that we've been here. But I'm just trying to find ways to expand, obviously, and get out there some more. So any feedback that you'd like to provide, I'd greatly appreciate it. So, well, where are we right now as far as we've definitely been going longer than that, right? Okay, yeah, we're about an hour and a half in. All right, so maybe tomorrow I'm gonna probably wrap up, but maybe tomorrow I'll have made enough progress, and then we'll jump back into the AppSec rabbit hole. But I'm gonna go ahead and break off because I got some policy stuff I need to write, and I'm not gonna share that on stream because we got some obviously some classified stuff in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and break off. I appreciate y'all going down rabbit holes with me, and and I know we deviated a little. I know I said I was gonna get some work done, and then we ended up. I didn't even get to show y'all the Rogue Gallery Batman stuff, but we'll probably get to that another day. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and drop off. Y'all be safe, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow. So peace out, be safe, peace and love.